Disney's first ever, hopefully annual Disney Plus Day was an absolute smash, with plenty of incredible announcements and previews of upcoming projects heading to the streaming service over the next couple of years, from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and everything in between. Here's a roundup of all the big announcements you may have missed. Before we get into it though, don't forget to hit that like button down below. It does wonders in getting my content out there, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to keep up to date with all my content. First up, Walt Disney Animation gave us our first trailer for Baymax the series, which is set to follow Big Hero 6 member Baymax, and is described as a continuation of the movie, which will explore Baymax helping various people around San Francisco as he fulfills his original protocols of being a nurse robot. Scott Adsit will be returning to voice the title character. This is the first television series ever created by Walt Disney Animation and not Walt Disney Television Animation. Naturally, as proven by the trailer, the quality will be far better than what we're used to seeing on TV, so this should be a good one. Walt Disney Animation also has a couple of other animated series in the works, which we've finally been given our first looks at. First, there is Zootopia Plus, described as a new short-form series set in the fast-paced mammal metropolis of Zootopia, and is said to be a tongue-in-cheek return to the world of the movie, focusing on lesser-known characters. It hits Disney Plus in 2022. And secondly, Tiana, a long-form musical series that sees the Princess and the Frog's Tiana set off on a grand new adventure as the newly crowned Princess of Meldonia, but according to her New Orleans past, isn't far behind. This one will drop in 2023. We were also given our very first trailer for the upcoming Proud Family sequel series, Louder and Prouder. We have seen quite a bit of promo for this one, but we now know it's headed our way in February 2022. While the series will feature the original characters and voice stars, a huge array of guest stars will also be joining along for the ride. I never did watch the original series, but the animation looks great on this one, so I'm keen to check out some of it. Disney's live-action retelling of the classic animation Pinocchio has been announced to hit the streaming service in fall of 2022. This is of course the next in a long line of Disney animation to live action remakes, and the second to be released direct to Disney Plus following Lady and the Tramp. It will combine live action and animated performances, is directed by Back to the Future director Robert Zemeckis, and a full cast has finally been announced, including Tom Hanks as Geppetto, Cynthia Erivo as the Blue Fairy, Luke Evans as the Coachman, and the voices of Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Jiminy Cricket, Keegan-Michael Key as Honest John, Lorraine Bracco as Sophia the Seagull, and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth, last seen in Disney Plus's Flora and Ulysses, as Pinocchio. We were also given our first piece of official advertising for the Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers reboot. Sorry, Comeback, which sees a hand holding a chipmunk-sized film script. While we haven't been given a look at our characters just yet, said to be CG animated in a live-action world, we do know that they'll be voiced by Andy Samberg and John Mulaney. It's said to be an original movie, not a series, and will stream in spring of 2022. Another live-action reimagining of sorts is Sneakerella, set to be a musical comedy that reimagines the Cinderella fairy tale in the modern world of sneaker design, for which we got a new poster and trailer. This one stars Chosen Jacobs and Lexi Underwood and will officially drop on February 18, 2022. The long-awaited sequel to Disney's live-action animation hybrid Enchanted, titled Disenchanted, has finally been announced to drop in fall of 2022, and we've been given our first look at an official logo. While not a lot is known yet about the plot, Amy Adams and Patrick Dempsey will return. Alongside this announcement, the original film has been added to Disney Plus for the very first time. Another long-awaited sequel we've been given our first look at is Hocus Pocus 2. Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy are all back in their roles, and I gotta say, these wonderful ladies don't look a day older than they did almost 30 years ago in 1993. It's insane that this cast has actually been pulled back together for what is essentially a glorified straight-to-home media sequel. Not a huge fan of the original, so not too sure what to think of this one, but fans do seem excited, so I'm hoping it turns out good. Disney also dropped the very first trailer for the upcoming Ice Age spin-off movie, The Adventures of Buck Wild. While Disney shut down Blue Sky Animation earlier this year, they seem adamant to keep the Ice Age brand alive under their own banner. The film is described as a wild prehistoric adventure and will focus on the characters of Buck Wild and Possum brothers Crash and Eddie. Simon Pegg is returning to voice Buck, though other Ice Age franchise favourites will have their voices replaced. As this is a tally movie, the animation is quite a bit of a step down from the theatrical fare, but fans of the series should enjoy this one. We also got a brand new poster for the upcoming Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie, which features Greg, Rowley and their schoolmates standing around the rotten cheese on the school's basketball court. This one is landing on Disney Plus this year on December 3rd. However, Disney also announced that a sequel is coming soon, an adaptation of the second novel in the series, Roderick Rules. It seems Disney are committed to adapting each of the novels in this animated form. Additionally, a new live-action series based on the SpiderWick Chronicles books was announced, alongside some fantastic concept art. SpiderWick is a new acquisition from Disney, but is produced alongside Paramount, who made the original film in 2008. The series will combine live action and CG animation, and is said to be a modern coming-of-age story combined with fantasy adventure, where a family begins to unravel a dark mystery about their great-great-uncle who once discovered the secret and sometimes dangerous fairy world. No release window is set for this one just yet. While not animated, a new version of Cheaper by the Dozen has also been announced to drop in March 2022. Though nothing has been announced plot-wise just yet, it's safe to assume that it will follow the plot of the original 1950 and 2003 Fox films, which sees two parents raising their family of 12. This time round, Gabrielle Union and Zach Braff are taking the lead roles, and the film will centre on a multiracial blended family of 12. Original movie Better Nate Than Ever has also been announced for spring 2022. It's set to be based on the popular novel by Tim Federle, which sees a small town boy escaping his quiet life to follow his dreams of becoming a star on Broadway. It stars Aria Brooks, Michelle Federer, Nobert Leo Butts, Lisa Kudrow, Joshua Bassett, and introducing Ruby Wood as Nate. As for Pixar, we have a few new programs hitting our screens real soon as well. Firstly, there's the newly announced Cars on the Road, which will see Mater and Lightning McQueen from the Cars franchise head out on a fun-filled cross-country road trip through the world of Cars. Though this one was teased at Disney Investor Day last year, we finally got a title and some concept art. The series will return Larry the Cable Guy and Owen Wilson to their respective roles and will hit Disney Plus in 2022. We've also been given some new info and promo art for Win or Lose, Pixar's long-form series, which will see each 20-minute episode highlight the perspective of a different character as a middle school co-ed softball team prepares for their championship game. Examples include what it's like when your coach dad is the biggest thing in your whole world, when you're up to the bat and you're melting with anxiety, when you're the little brother at the game and you're so bored out of your mind you have to create your own world, and when you're the star player and make the game-winning catch and feel like you're on top of the world. This one will drop in 2023. Additionally, two new behind-the-scenes documentaries are set to hit Disney Plus from Pixar next year, charting the making of the upcoming Turning Red and Lightyear. It's unconfirmed if these will be one-off specials like the Marvel Assembled series, or be full long-form series like Frozen 2 Into the Unknown, but it sounds like they will be the former. And from Marvel Studios, 4 new animated series have been announced. There's I Am Groot, a series of original shorts exploring baby Groot's glory days growing up and getting into trouble among the stars, Marvel's Zombies, which reimagines the Marvel Universe as a new generation of heroes battle against an ever-spreading zombie scourge, and will likely spin out of this year's What If episode. Spider-Man Freshman Year, a prequel to Homecoming and Civil War, which follows Peter Parker on his way to becoming Spider-Man in the MCU, with a journey unlike we've ever seen before, and a style that celebrates the character's early comic book roots. And finally, X-Men 97, a reboot and continuation of the classic 1990s animated X-Men series set within the same timeline. No dates have been given for these, but they'll likely drop between 2022 and 2023. Additionally, a second season of Marvel's What If was officially announced. On the Marvel live-action front, we also got brief previews for a slate of upcoming series, including this month's Hawkeye, the Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke starring Moon Knight, the next installment in the Marvels saga, Ms. Marvel, starring Iman Vellani as Kamala Khan, comedy series She-Hulk, starring Tatiana Maslany as the title character Jennifer Walters, alongside Mark Ruffalo returning as the Hulk and Tim Roth as Abomination, and Secret Invasion, starring Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury and Ben Mendelsohn as the Skrull Talos. Additionally, Marvel announced 2 new live-action programs, a WandaVision spin-off, Agatha, House of Harkness, and Echo, starring Alaqua Cox as Maya Lopez, the series' titular hero, which is set to spin out of Hawkeye. From Lucasfilm, no animated programs were announced, however we did get a short sizzle reel teasing the upcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi series starring Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, which featured our first look at concept art, and also a small behind-the-scenes tease of the upcoming Willow series, which is set to return Warwick Davis to his classic role. 20th Century Studios also announced a few exciting movies which will be headed to Disney Plus in international territories and Hulu in the USA. The Princess, starring Joey King, which focuses on a young royal who is more comfortable with a sword than a tiara and must save her kingdom from ruthless mercenaries. Prey, a brand new entry in the Predator franchise, a prequel set in the world of the Comanche Nation 300 years ago. Rosaline, starring Caitlin Dever, a fresh comedic twist on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, told from the perspective of Juliet's cousin, Rosaline, who just happens to be Romeo's ex-girlfriend. And No Exit, starring Havana Rose Liu, described as a harrowing suspense thriller. But with that, that is all the big news out of this year's Disney Plus Day. Don't forget, tons of new movies and programs have dropped on the streaming service, so head over and check them all out. Your weekend is set. If you'd like to keep up to date with all the biggest cartoon news, don't forget to like and subscribe to see more regular installments like this. And if you're keen on diving deep into the history of all your favourite animated characters, don't forget to check out my continuing Cartoon Evolution series linked at the end of the video. For now though, I am throwing it over to you. I want to know, what are you most excited about from this year's Disney Plus Day announcements? Fire away down in the comments below and let me know your thoughts. Hey everyone, if you haven't yet, smash that big old subscribe button up on your screen to keep up to date with all my content and hit that like button down below. Also, don't forget to check me out on social media and please consider supporting me over on Patreon for as little as $1 a month for exclusive videos, early access content, and to get your name up on the screen. Thanks again for watching.